All right, happy Sunday, everyone. Let's get into it. Something a little bit different today. I'm going to be doing it'll be Forex based. We'll do like a sort of weekend pre-planning for the week ahead, which I haven't really done before on here. I normally do it myself, but because I haven't uploaded that many videos the last few days, schedule's been a little up and down. I've said, you know what, let me record this one for you guys. So make the most of this. This is your only opportunity to get ahead of the week. Otherwise, you're gonna have to tune in as I upload the day by day ones. Okay, well, we've grabbed every single demand that was grabbable, if you will. Let's see what we're doing here. Okay, at the time I last checked, this was bullish. Technically speaking, this is bearish because although we've SFP'd it here, the candle that followed closed below. So if the candle that followed closes below, it's a valid break of structure. So we are officially bearish on the hourly on gold. And then I won't assume. Okay, everything else has remained bullish. So maybe there's a local sentiment shift at the moment. So we will see what happens. Yes, it is on the 30-minute. The only range that I will do, which isn't confirmed just yet. Maybe it has. Actually, it has. It is confirmed range. This is the range on gold that we are monitoring. Obviously, everything else is still bullish, so be aware of that. But if we start moving up and showing signs of a distribution model, then that's fine. So this is going to be gold. Yeah, we've mitigated demand. Is there anything more refined there? Not really, not from what I'm seeing. Yeah, that is it for gold, really. Not a whole lot that you can do at the moment. That was the obviously the higher time frame demand, which you've already looked at. Yeah, that is it at the moment for gold. Let's move to silver. Bearish on the hourly. That looks correct to me. I think. Okay. All right. Silver. Silver has mitigated this demand. But we do have quite a few more levels of refined demand below, which is a good chance we will eventually get to, I think. And we are obviously bearish as well. Given the context, I'm going to pre-plan for a distribution. It's not. I wouldn't really call this a confirmed range just yet. It will be a confirmed range the second we start moving in here a little bit more, and then maybe doing something like that, and then coming in to mitigate this demand, and then continuing lower. But if we do something like this, then obviously this is not going to be a range. But I will look to potentially get some sort of accumulative scalp here, which will align with the very high time frame of being bullish on the weekly. So yeah, a lot can happen here. A few different scenarios could be a play, but once again, very early days, so it's all about how this weekly open occurs and which way price goes. Ideally, I wouldn't mind an open here. Like, this is all just speculation, but I wouldn't mind an open here and we come back down, grab extreme liquidity or supply or whatever else is there, and then start moving lower. But yeah, let's see. Early days. This isn't really a confirmed range just yet. Yeah, that is it for silver. Let's have a look at oil. Still bearish on oil. Well, actually, yes, because we broke to bullish here and then we broke back to bearish. Not a whole lot to do at the moment. I'm not really liking the price action here. Still bullish on the 4 hour. Everything else, oh, the hourly is bearish, but yeah, I'm not a fan of the price action just yet at the moment. So I kind of want to give this a bit more time and see which way or how price develops. Let's look at AUD USD. Pretty much a confirmed model. It wasn't necessary for us to grab extreme supply. Yes, Asia high was above us from the previous session, or from the session before actually, but this is a confirmed model at the moment. So, but nevertheless, obviously it is a confirmed model, but that doesn't mean that we can get a weekly open like in here somewhere and then we end up making a model 1. But as I've said many times before, once a model 2 is confirmed, I will not re-enter unless it becomes a model 1 or unless some supply gets mitigated up here. But if this third tap gets deviated but we don't deviate the second tap, I will not be looking for a re-entry. I'll only be looking for re-entry if we deviate the third tap, if we deviate the second as well. So to make it clear, if price does something like this and mitigates any sort of extreme in here and then breaks structure after deviating this but not this, I'm not entering this. I will only enter the deviation of this tap 3 if it also deviates tap 2. So unless we do this and create that model 1 and then break, obviously keeping in mind the return to zone, break of structures, etc. is good, that will make me want to enter. But I'll only enter this already existing model 3 if all we do is mitigate some form of pre-existing supply and not deviate this third tap. Yeah, still bullish on the hourly. I would like to think we're still bearish on the 4 hour. Bearish. Actually, if we look at market structure, we're in an uptrend. Wick. Boom. Bearish. Bullish. So the 4 hour is bullish as well now. Something to keep very much so keep in mind. And just be aware. For me, the fact that the 4 hours bullish, I can see us going higher and taking out this Asia high. Daily Yeah, still very much so bearish on daily. So yeah, not a whole lot to do at the moment for AUDUSD until we see how this weekly open occurs. Do we mitigate some of this, or do we continue going lower, or do we just run straight through and go all the way back up? That is my hourly OBIF. I have a feeling this was mitigated on a lower time frame. I could be wrong. Okay, it has been mitigated on the lower time frame, but we can showcase where that true inefficiency lies, which is right here. Okay. So yeah, interesting at the moment for AUDUSD. Let's see what price does. And then yeah, keep in mind this liquidity is still here and still nice. All right. USD CAD. Still very much so bearish on the, for now, on the hourly. And then, oh, this is going to be interesting. We're now bearish on the 4 hour. That is fine. We've closed above this low. So expect us to go lower. And then daily, probably still bullish. Yeah, that's fine. Still bullish. That's our retest POIs. Let's see what other POIs can be found. Yes, now just being in the mindset that we are expected to go lower. So I wouldn't be rushing to accumulate just yet. Okay, there is this 4 hour, this 1 hour demand block right below. Like you could potentially say, oh, this might be an accumulation, but the 4 hour and the hourly are still bearish. Look, it's not the worst idea. You know, let's see how the weekly open goes. But the fact that we have transitioned to bearish and on the 4 hours as well, I do expect us to go lower. Especially if there is supply here. Look, for now, not yet. Let's see how this weekly open happens. We have set our alerts. Like, there's an okay return to zone from here. I don't mind it. Don't mind it. There's just not a whole lot of demand here. So there's no, like, outside of this, which has just been created, there's no real reason for price to randomly reject, if that makes sense. And then the other thing is we have like somewhat of equal highs up here. Obviously, it's in Forex, it's not the same effect as in crypto, but it's still there. So just be mindful of that. But obviously, these equal highs can be in favor of our accumulation model here. So let's see. Let's see how this weekly open happens. It is a bit too low time frame for me, but yeah, 17 hours, 18 hours. Not the best, not the worst. Let's be patient and see. Even here, it's like sort of been mitigated on the lower time frame, but then I do believe you do have, if this is valid on the 32nd, I will count this as valid overlapping demand. It's not the cleanest, it's just not. Look, we'll leave it as it is for the alert and we will see what happens, but it's not something I'm really looking to trade, to be completely honest. To be honest, like, I just think this weekly open is just going to go straight down and we're going to continue going lower. But yeah, only time will tell. We'll wait till Monday. GBP AUD. Well, that's our market structure line. That's just been SFP'd. Has it? Was this an SFP or was this a break of structure? Okay, this was an SFP. Wow, there you go. Valid. Very valid. We are still bullish on the hourly, and that obviously means we're bullish on everything else. So, hey, I don't make the rules, but we're bullish on this model. So yeah, let's see what the weekly open brings us. Let's see what the weekly open brings us. Yeah, not a whole lot to do at the moment on GBP AUD. And then yeah, obviously this was the one where you had that accumulation model which we pre-planned for a while. Okay, AUD CHF. Beautiful mitigation of supply here. This could be a new range. So let's see. Okay, on the hourly. Bearish on everything, they reckon, hey. Even on the daily. Yeah, bearish. Bearish on the daily, that's fine. I'm liking to think that we might be bullish on the 4 hour. Let's look at market structure. No too bullish, no too bullish. Boom. Boom, that's a low, so then this is our market structure high, and then we've broken that to bullish. Yeah, bullish on the 4 hour, that remains the same. And then probably bullish on the daily, on the hourly, sorry. Yeah. That's valid. Very valid that is, so bullish on the hourly. Sweet, we'll save that as is. This could be a range. It's the only thing I can see at the moment. But just given the context, overall, I think we are going to go higher. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this weekly... A lot of these are just very early on pre-planning because the weekly open can skew a lot of these charts that we're sort of... Yeah, that we're pre-planning, so... Like, even so, we've kind of left some form of demand here. Yeah, let's see how this weekly open goes and go from there. We can see there was somewhat of a compression here. And yeah, like from a first move, fake move perspective, this could be a potential. This could be a potential distribution at play. We've seen it happen time and time again, where you get a compression like so, and then you get the first move being the fake move, and then you get the reversal, something like this. But yeah, like I guess, just remember that the daily is still bearish, so this can be a valid first move, fake move, mitigate this supply, and then start moving back down. So let's see what happens. Move that to the top for now. Euro GBP, bullish on the hourly. Go from the daily. Very much so bearish here. Still bearish. This went to bullish at one point, but I think we've quite clearly gone back to bearish there. So yeah, given the context is just so bearish and there is still supply above, nothing I'm really wanting to pre-plan on this at the moment. You still got liquidity and demand below, so yeah, just be patient. There's probably something there. Let's have a look. Yeah, a valid structural demand. Yeah, very valid. You're definitely going to get a good reaction of this, whenever that may be. Yeah, that's fine. And then let's draw our... So yeah, this is going to be some powerful overlapping structural demand here. So we'll see when we get there how price might react. But for now, nothing I'm interested in, except for us going lower. We might even get the weekly open in this demand. So let's see. Highly doubt it, but we'll be patient. Euro USD. We front run all these POIs. We've mitigated demand. The daily is still bearish. Four-hourly is still bearish. And then the hourly is bearish as of now. So obviously, given the context is fully bearish, we're kind of expecting or pre-planning for a distribution, but I just don't think it's happening at the moment. So we might have to just be a bit more patient and see how our price develops here. That's kind of all I can see for the time being. yeah, let's see how the weekly open occurs. Was this a valid OBIF? All right, USD JPY, let's have a look. So yeah, Euro USD, nothing a whole lot more that can be done. Apart from waiting for the weekly open. USD JPY. So we are looking at this higher time frame range, which we've kind of just deviated. We are still bullish on the daily. We might be bearish on the hourly, on the 4 hour, sorry. Bearish. And we're yet to switch to bullish, so we are bearish on the 4 hour. We might be bearish on everything else as well. Bearish on the 4. Bearish on the 2. Bearish on the 1. So this could be the first deviation of this high time frame range to potentially distribute much later on. We'll see. That's been mitigated. Yeah, not a whole lot at the moment. I'll check on this tomorrow. But let's just see how the the weekly open occurs. Euro NZD. Yeah, still bearish. Bullish on the 4 hour, really? Bullish on the 4 hour is crazy for Euro NZD. Because we're very much so bearish on here. Very much so bearish. Daily. Okay, we were bearish there. Then we've gone to bullish here. That's our market structure low on the daily. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, still bullish. So this remains as is. So we're bearish on the 4, bearish on the 1. Locally, knowing the market open is around the corner. Let's clean this up a little bit. That looks nice. That looks lovely. Not interested in this as a range anymore. So let's see. Oh, you know what? I'll leave that all out there. Let's see how price opens. GBP USD. The 4 is still bullish. The 1 might be bearish. Still bullish. I would say just wait. Let's just wait until I feel like this demand's going to get touched, and then if it does, then could be a potentially good opportunity for an accumulation. Yeah, overall it's a fairly bearish, bullish environment we're in here. So yeah, we've also had that accumulation model down below. So let's just be patient here and see how the weekly open goes. That is it. GBP JPY. Still bullish on the 4 hour. No valid market structure there. No valid structure there. Honestly, we're still fairly bullish on the hourly as well, to be honest. Yeah. Still bullish. We're getting very low to that market structure low, but structure is structure. Now let's see what this supply looks like on a lower time frame. And we do have overlapping market structure here as well. Oh yeah, let's see how we... What's this valid on? Is this 18 hour? No, it's not. 12 hour. All right, let's see how this 12-hour low goes. No, it's not 12 hour either. 8 hour? This is crazy. 6 hour. Yeah, valid 6 hour market structure low. Well, here it is. We're monitoring this 6 hour market structure low. And this will give us an indication if we get an SFP or if we break and go lower. Because on that 2-day, yeah, we broke that 2-day. We broke the 2-day high there, fine. So yeah, very important close here. We'll see how the 6 hour close happens. We'll get this early on tomorrow. NZD CAD looks like a pretty bullish environment to me. We're just mitigating demand at the moment. Not a whole lot to do for now. Bullish on the 4 hour. And then yeah, we are bearish still on the daily. So yeah, let's be patient for the weekly open here as well. Could this be valid? Okay, valid structural demand, that's fine. Perfect. Okay. USD CHF. Let's go to the 4 hour. Still bullish on the daily. Still bullish on the 4. Bearish on the 2, but Okay, I know, bearish on 2. This is just about the 1, okay, buying, bullish. I don't know what was the purpose of this SFP here. Very interesting as to what on earth was the purpose of this SFP here. Because we never broke back to bullish. But obviously we broke to bullish here on the hourly at some point, then we broke back to bearish, and then our hourly market structure highs up here, and then this obviously broke back to bullish, so we're just bullish on the hourly here. That's it. Everything else, or like the 2 hour is bearish. And then yeah, 4 hour daily, everything else is bullish, I believe. Yeah, still bullish, so you can look for accumulations. Where would I be looking for an accumulation at the moment? I mean, at the moment, early days, I'd be looking for this, maybe. But yeah, there's obviously quite a bit more time for this to become a price grow either way. If it goes low, obviously, then we're favoring the accumulation. But if it goes high, then no longer looking at this accumulation, and I'll just assess how the context still is before looking for any sort of distributions. GBP, NZD. Still bearish there. Still bearish, not a whole lot I am interested in doing just yet. Let's see how the open goes. And then AD CAD, the most boring range of all time, hey? Absolutely nothing happening. Are we still bearish on the alley? Have we broken some form of structure? No, we are still bearish. We are very much still bearish. So yeah, let's just wait and see what price does. And then on the 4 hour, we are bullish. Yes, yeah, that's fine. Not a whole lot to do. Maybe we can scalp something here. We'll see. A little too low time frame for my liking, but let's see how price develops. And that is it. That is it for our pre-planning for the week. Pre-planning for the week ahead. So I had a bit of a. I won't do crypto just yet. I'll do that in another video. But yeah, that is it for today, guys. I will see you all on tomorrow's video, and yeah, get ahead of the week. Weekend's always the best opportunity to pre-plan, beat the rest. And yeah, thank you all for viewing, for subscribing if you've made it this far, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.